Okay, I'm Aubrey Adams. I'm a Colorado mom who does video blogs to show the true impact of legalized marijuana. And I have citizens that reach out to me and allow me to videotape them to share their stories of what's happened here. And this is a nice lady named CJ. She is a personal caregiver for a disabled vet. And the vet wanted to move to Colorado just purposely for the marijuana here, wanting to use the marijuana because he believed it would help his mental illness and help him deal with whatever he's dealing with.
And the physical pain.
And the physical pain. So she's here to share her story about how they got here and what's happened since then. So when he came here, he had access to the marijuana. He wanted to stop using his psych meds and start using the marijuana because he believed the industry of what they were saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Without telling me.
Without telling you. Okay. So now he has been using the marijuana. You guys have been here for about a year. And what is his behaviors like since he's been on the marijuana?
Gosh, he went from a guy that could ride a bike and walk down the road and smile, and even though he was, he was on particular psych meds, I believe, for bipolar disorder. And in a year, he can't even stand up for more than 5 minutes. He's very verbally aggressive and abusive, and it is described as a passive-aggressive nature.
Mm-hmm. He's abusive to you when you're caring for him, and you have described when you guys go out in public, he's abusive to just strangers on the street, in the parks, wherever you go.
We were in a line at King Super, and we hadn't been here for a good 4 or 5 months, and we were in line, and he went to go use his King Super card, and he was very angry that it didn't work. And I turned around and I said, just ask him for another card. No big deal. We haven't been here in a while. And the poor guy at the register, he just kept repeating, Peter, Mr. C, he kept repeating, it's not working, it's not working, it's not working. And there's people behind him, or people are coming in line. And this happened within 5-10 seconds, of course. And I was just like, just ask for another card. And he goes, fine. And he asked for another card.
Yeah.
And the poor cashier was just kind of in shock. You could tell he was probably already having a rough day.
Yeah.
You could see it on his face. He was very quiet. And we were in a park one day, and there was a girl, you could tell she was running. It was dry as heck up here. And the poor girl, her face was red. She just needed some water. And we were probably a good 20, maybe 25 feet away from the water source, Manitou Springs. And can I say the word? Exactly what he said? Is that all right?
Yeah.
He said, what the F does that bitch think she's doing?
And she just wanted a drink of water.
Yeah, and she turned around and her, she turned around and her mouth kind of dropped a little bit. And me, it broke my heart. I was just like watching this girl's face, and she was super quiet, very docile. And she walked behind where the spa is, and she sat down on a little bench, and he went to go get and I'm trying to whisper to him going, why did you say that? What,
Yeah.
What? And he said she put her mouth on the water
Oh.
thing. And I said, Mr. C, this thing's been out here for like 100 years. Do you got something else? Or was that truly how you feel? And, no, that's truly how I feel. And he was very aggressive, even explaining that.
Okay.
And he explained it away like he was in the right.
So we've got some verbal outbursts of anger in public, but now we're escalating with the behaviors, right? People are going to see the video and be like, it's no big deal. People act like that even when they're not on marijuana,
And I
right?
get that.
And so what are some of the other behaviors that you've seen? You had talked about some self-harming.
Oh.
And without, and only share what you're comfortable sharing.
So, I clean, I cook, and I drive. So I'm just doing my thing, 9:30 in the morning, and I'm cleaning, doing the dishes. And I walk past his room, and the door's wide open, and I will put it like this. He was sexually self-harming himself with the door wide open.
Okay.
So
that's horrifying. And then you have, and as we're talking, if there's another example that you want to give us, without, I know we're not getting to the extreme behaviors that you're seeing with him, but he is in and out of psych hospitals, correct?
Correct. He is currently in a hospital as we speak.
Okay.
And that was voluntarily by the grace of God. However, he was also presented with an ultimatum because he wanted to watch porn, and I said, no porn in the house. This is out of control. This has been going on for, solid year. I said, sir, I'm very conservative. I'm not interested in that stuff. And it'd be different if you were private with it, but you're not. The behavior is casting out, and it's affecting my life. I said, so, no porn.
And you have contacted the police too because you had suspicion of the pornography being with children too, correct?
Indeed.
Okay.
Indeed. And, I know that men are out there and they hit that 18 and up button. And these are things that I've done on the site, on the internet, and I'm connected with organizations that are dealing with this particular subject. And one of them, with whom I hope it's okay to mention, Veterans for Child Rescue. Just going to throw that out there and leave that there. I was scared, and he said, no, I hit 18 and up. Well, the repetitious nature of his actions when I'm driving around, I see what he's looking at. I watch. But, oh, I need glasses. Oh, I need this. Oh, no, I was looking at her mother. I don't know if those things are true or false. I'm not in there.
Right.
I can only tell you what I've watched him do and what I think he's looking at. And then at first I felt like that, right? And then once I was around him longer and longer, months would go by. It's kind of like a slow drip, right? You got a slow leak going on. And before you know it, you got a bucket full of water and your kitchen's flooded, and that's what I feel like.
Okay. So you're scared. You're what I hear you saying is that you're scared that he's going to harm somebody.
Or me or himself.
Okay. And it might even be a child that he might harm because you're seeing these behaviors that are escalating. They're not getting better. And you and I have been talking for a little while, and we have it seems like he's hospitalized more and more.
Indeed.
As we keep going.
And I am glad that he's doing the voluntary hospitalization, but like I said, when I called the Manitou Springs Police Department, and I said, okay, I'm going to call the police back and have them come back, or we're going to have to take you to the ER, which would be appropriate. And, for the better part of 2.5 years I've been working for this gentleman, it was always an unspoken thing. When vets are having issues, you take them to the flight deck, which would be the veteran hospital. You don't call the police unless it's something exponentially major.
Okay.
And it's kind of like an unspoken thing. We try and help these guys. But this is major. And I've let a lot of things go where I should have called the police.
And do you think he has access to, like, any firearms or anything like
No,
that? Okay.
no. He hasn't exhibited any violence. It's just extreme verbal and emotional and passive-aggressive nature.
And you have shared with me that you were shocked to see the consequences of his marijuana use, where you thought heroin is the one that makes you just kind of pass out and not be conscious to the world around you. But you said you've described to me where he'll take his hits of marijuana and he'll pass out with a burning bowl in his lap and his lighter or whatever he used to ignite his marijuana three times. Yeah, so that's a danger.
Once in a public park, I called 911. They came. He was extremely yellow and jaundice. Okay, and I only have my CNA, right? So I can only go so far with my medical knowledge. But he was very jaundice. And the responding lady in charge with the fire at Manitou, God bless her, she said, "Ma'am, do you see yellow?" I said, "He's completely jaundice." She said, "That's what I thought." She said, my recommendation is for you to come with us to the ER and figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And he wouldn't do it.
Okay.
And I said, "I'm not going home with you. We're getting in the car and we're going to the ER." So we did. We went to the ER. And then when we got there, he was complaining that they didn't see him and he doesn't know why I made him do that. I said, if you're brought in with an ambulance, you get fast-tracked. You should have went with the ambulance,
So another key point that we need to make is he's a disabled vet. We need to take care of him. We need to help him the best we can, right? And he is getting government funding to pay for his, expenses, a place to live, and everything like that. But he is using that taxpayer money, which he deserves, to buy a product that's not helping him. It's making him worse.
Correct. And the product is illegal by federal terms.
So he's getting federal money
to buy an illicit federal drug. Did I state that right?
Yes.
I apologize if I didn't.
No. You said it correctly, and it's not helping him. That's the problem. And so the story that you're saying to me today, unfortunately, is a common story. I've had other people reach out to me and tell me the story too. And then we've had social service people state, people come with good intentions to use the marijuana, because the marijuana lobbyists, the pro-marijuana media has just completely infiltrated our whole culture. So these people that are not feeling well in their minds are saying, oh, I need this marijuana to help me. And then they'll see some anecdotal person up there saying, oh, it is helping me. It's all anecdotal. But so they come maybe with good intentions. And it's backfiring, where we're seeing more of a psychotic reaction with what you're experiencing. And I think, just to protect him and protect you, we're holding back on some of the stories she has shared with me, but we really want the world to know that CJ felt so prompted to contact me and share the story about what's happening to this Mr.
Solely
C.
based out of absolute fear.
Yeah, because you're afraid not only is he going to hurt himself, he's going to hurt somebody else.
I'm afraid he's going to hurt me.
I'm
honest.
Okay.
I'm being honest.
And you're getting ready to leave, and you're worried about what's going to happen when you leave, but it's gotten to the point where you've contacted the medical community, law enforcement, his case manager, and things aren't getting better.
Everybody's hands are supposedly tied.
Okay.
The ER stated, do not bring him back. That came from a registered nurse in the psych part at that hospital I brought him.
Yeah, let's not
okay.
name them.
So, I went through every avenue I possibly could for a straight year, and I've completely ignored my life and the things that I have going on to make sure that I'm just doing the right thing by him as a vet, as someone who's disabled. And I did everything I could, and the police can't do nothing logically, right? Because that's okay, because this is what I'm experiencing. I want these experiences so I can see how they're going to react too, and then I can better explain to myself why we're not getting help.
Right.
It just seems like accountability is not lying with anyone, and they're saying it lies with him.
Yeah.
But you're trying to give accountability to a man that clearly his cognitive process is not
Right.
It's not organized.
And we don't know what's going to progress from him. We don't know if his mental health is going to progress, or if it's going to stay the same, or if it, we don't know, and that's the scary part of this. And what I hear you saying too, let me get my thoughts a little organized. I hear you saying that we have an industry, a marijuana culture here in Colorado, and it's infiltrated the whole United States, that is making a lot of false claims. They're not being held accountable for those false claims, and we're out here paying the price. You're paying the price, law enforcement's paying the price, the medical community is paying the price, and this is why I do what I do. Because we have been affected on so many levels, and the media is all pro-marijuana. Oh, isn't this wonderful? Look at the money, look at the money. But they don't talk about the cost, and they don't talk about the lives it's destroying. Yeah.
And don't tell me that the only way to get money for roads is through drug sales. I mean, that's abhorrent.
Yeah, we don't make any money off alcohol and tobacco, and so that's a false narrative that they're trying to sell the United States, that you're going to make money and you're going to decrease the black or the illegal market. What a false narrative that is. We experience that. We have cartels living in our neighborhoods. We have the black market, or illegal market. I don't like calling it the black market. The illegal market has never been more prominent here in Colorado than ever, and it's affecting our health and safety. So, CJ, I'm going to give you the last word. Is there anything else that you would like to say before we end the video?
To the government, please, 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 don't let our vets fall through the crack. Don't let our children be exposed to drugs, to the weed, to the candy. I mean, that's a whole nother subject I'm extremely passionate about. These kids are our future lawmakers. Please, because if you expose them to those drugs, where are they going to be? In a hospital?
Or dead?
Or dead.